Hey guys, what's up? Hunt Fitness with the ultimate core training video. The best 4 ab exercises you can do for a strong core and a shredded six-pack. The first exercise is the famous ab rollout. Now you can do this a couple different ways. 1, with just the ab roller. 2, if you don't have access to an ab roller, you could use a barbell and just do barbell rollouts. Those are the main 2. Or 3, for you badass motherfuckers, you could stand up while doing this. The mode we're doing today is just a regular rollout on your knees, but with band tension from the side. This creates an entirely different exercise because you have the dynamic stabilization of the rollout, but then you have the side tension, which forces you to create whole body tension and prevent the rotational force. So you're getting a little bit of oblique training too, on top of the stabilization. This transfers very well to athletics. So sports, and if you guys are playing like football or wrestling or anything like that that requires dynamic stabilization and core strength through movement, which is pretty much any sport, this is the ideal exercise. If you don't have a rogue rig to hook the band up to, you can also use a kettlebell. However, if you need to use a kettlebell, you're going to have to pick a pretty heavy kettlebell and still probably need a partner to hold it. Like I had Smitty from Diesel Strength helping me out. But yeah, you're pretty much going to have to use a very heavy kettlebell with a partner to make sure you can create enough tension on the band, because you're going to need the kettlebell a pretty good distance away. If you don't have a partner there, the kettlebell is going to slide towards you. Next up, my favorite core exercise there is right now, the GHD sit-up. Okay, you're probably thinking, I can't fucking do that. Here's a couple progressions. 1, if you have a GHD machine, which your gym might not even have a GHD machine, and if you don't, just do decline sit-ups. You're going to get kind of the same idea. Any type of decline sit-up, and if that becomes too easy, then you can always add weight to that and create progression in that sense. With this, if you have a GHD sit-up machine, I'd prefer you just jump on there and only come down to parallel. Then slowly work down to the full lift, or the full movement. Next up, so number 3, is going to be a band paddle-off press. This is one of my favorite exercises because it really demands a lot of stability, and it's an exercise that you don't see many people do in the gym. Now, again, we have a couple progressions here. This one's an easy thing to progress because you don't need... There's not really one standard. So if this is too hard at your current level, just get closer to the band attachment. So for my instance, I would have walked closer to the rogue rack. So there's not as much tension on the band. That's common sense. However, even if you don't have a band, and you have a cable machine, which most commercial gyms have, you can set this up right in a cable machine where you have a D handle attached to the cable attachment, which you can put at the middle part of the rack, and do that this way. It's not going to be quite as effective. I mean, I like the band personally, but you got to make do with what you have. Another option, if you don't really like the band paddle-off press, you can just do band rotations. Again, you can do this with the cable as well. I like to mix and match these 2 exercises in this routine. Some days I'll feel like doing the paddle-off press. Some days I like doing the rotations. Basically, they're the same movement pattern, working the same areas. They're both very important, but it doesn't matter. Do whatever one you like, or rotate them like I do. And finally, toes to bar. Now, some people comment on how fast I do these. A lot of the reason I do them so fast is because they're part of a CrossFit WOD, or I'm trying to get the most work done in the shortest period of time. So I'm not really concerned with contracting the abs or anything like that. And you don't really have to either if you're going to do a lot of work. If you can't do this, you can do 2 different options. 1, just do knee raises, or 2, just lift your legs up as high as you can. Until next time, guys. Peace.